probably wondering, why do I have this chair? Well, I stole this from Reddit, okay? I think it was Matt Goldsmith came up with it. So, put the chair kind of low, about bench height. Lean back into the chair. And the way we want to think about the direction of leg drive is literally the same as if I did that. If I just tried to push myself back, okay? So, one more time. I'm not going to go exactly like I would when I set up on the bench, because if I try to root my feet, I can't really truly push back with force. But it's the same thing. I'm trying to push back and away from the feet, not up. So it's like if we were in a race with the rolling chairs and we couldn't face the way we had to go, we push, right? So it's the same concept, okay? Hopefully that kind of illustrates leg drive. What we can also do is when someone is setting up, you can put your hands behind their traps and tell them to push into it when they're on the bench. And another one I like to do, it's harder to do in this rack because it's a closed rack, but let's say it's an ER bench or like a kind of just regular bench where it's open. You can place your leg to the outside of their knee and tell them to drive into it, and that'll help create that tension. The next thing we'll do though is upper back tension, okay? So with upper back tension, we have this red band here. I'm only doing it to one side, and I'll show you another way to do it if you have a partner. We want to take it to the armpit. Let's pretend I set up exactly how I usually do. I'm not going to here because I'm lazy, okay? But we can see the band is trying to pull my elbow and my shoulder up. So I'm going to fight to keep position. Here, see how it wants to pull me back? So I have to stay tight. There. Okay. While I'm laying here, sometimes people have real bent wrists because it's too high in the hand. So just have them put it lower. Put it up in the webbing of that thumb and try to bend the bar. Now my wrists are vertical, okay? Now it's vertical over the elbow. And lastly, I stole this one from Anthony Oliveira, who is a multiply guy. But let's imagine I'm sitting on the bench. Jeez. Okay, there we go. If I have a partner, I can set up one of these mini bands like this, and they can pull, and so I have to fight for position. I have to fight to resist the band tension, okay? It's that simple. With everything I just did, right? Like even the bench press rep wasn't perfect because I didn't set up. I was just trying to illustrate one component. So understand that, like take that wrist one I just did. On one of them, I just pressed way too away from me, okay? I'm not trying to tell you how to press in that. I'm trying to tell you how to keep the wrist stacked. So take that for the wrist stacking, not the whole movement itself. The same thing with the red band. It's kind of hard to set up normally when we have that band back there. That band is not the tool to use. It's just a teaching tool to show that we need to get the lat down. This one is a little easier to set up with because it's not interfering so much with the shoulder girdle. I will say though, let's say you do try the orange band trick. Do it during warm-ups and it maybe back your top weight off a little bit, and don't do it at the top set. Just because I think it may be too much interference. With that said, I hope that was somewhat useful. I know I ran through it kind of quick, but like when you break them into component parts, they're not hard to solve. They don't take a lot of time. It's just the practice and effort that goes forth. So even with the deadlift and squat video, I might have said, oh, this is what you do, this is what you do. Understand that usually the fixes are quick in that it doesn't take a lot to describe the result we want and how to get there. The slow part The not quick part is the actual time and effort it takes to master the new movement pattern and exactly how we want it done. So yeah, I hope that was useful to some extent. If it's not, I'm sorry. But you can complain if you want, and I hope you don't. But I hope, again, this is useful. And I'm not going to make 30-minute videos on how to do shit because it's not worth my time to do them. So you can message me and maybe I'll try to help you as best I can, but understand that I'm not a content creator. I am a full-time personal trainer, sports performance coach, and an online powerlifting coach. So my time goes to the things that make me money and make me happy, and dealing with people on the internet isn't always what makes me happy. I would like to help them. So reach out if you need it. Don't be afraid.